So we are going to be talking about the trip to Trinidad, and I got a couple of the students who were, let me stop sharing this for a moment, who were here last, went on it last, where are they? There they are. They went on it last year, just before like everything went to hell. So, and we also have Lyndon. Me and Lyndon are the faculty advisors for it. And what I did is I put together a little slideshow of all the different things that we're going to learn and stuff that you'll do there. We'll probably go through that in about 10 minutes, and then we'll kind of walk you through the chocolate making process. And if you have any questions, just interrupt whenever you want to. Hopefully there'll be somebody else show up, but you are our star guest for the day. Never share away. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, well, whatever. What's to do? So you can't just stop PowerPoint and then have it go again. Can you see the PowerPoint, Megan? Awesome. So what we're going to do in there, and this is the longest slide with the most words. I tried really hard to not do too many words on it. But you're going to learn everything about how chocolate gets made, starting from growing trees. So like we'll graft some trees and plant them, go out and harvest the agricultural stuff. They're called cocoa pods. And then collect the beans out of them, ferment them, and we end up with, can you see my little picture in there too? You get cocoa beans. And if you were here, they would smell really, really good. But I can't put smell across on Zoom. And you're going to learn everything by doing. So it's a lot of hands-on activities, lots of fun to be had. If you want to learn how to use a machete, you can learn how to use a machete. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But you can. It's an opportunity for you. So here's an example of some of the students harvesting pods. You guys can get over here and chime in if you want to. So they just grow on trees. They don't grow like apples at the end of a branch. They grow right out of the center of the trunk. It's kind of interesting. And then we collect the beans out of the pods. So I got a picture of pods. And Lyndon's brother Nigel there has cracked open a pod, and you can see the beans in there. And again, you can see he's getting to use the knife. Right? That's really fun. And then you get all the beans together. You sort through them a little bit, clean them up. It's kind of fun. The white stuff is actually fruit, and it tastes pretty good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's surprising. And the host at the estate we were at made a cocoa wine out of it, and we got to try that. That was pretty interesting. I brought a few bottles home. After you collect the beans, you do a fermentation, and so you get involved in there. Here on the one picture, we have a little temperature sensor that goes in the beans to help the farmer decide when the beans are ready. And then the other picture is the visual inspection you do of the beans to see how far along the fermentation is going. And it's just kind of fun. You get, you got to cut them open, and then you look closely at the color and the texture of the meat inside of the bean. Then they do the drying. So they'll put them on big racks and just air dry. You want to go from around 50% moisture to about 5% moisture, I think is what they have. And the students had fun playing in the beans. It's just a giant pile of beans, and they make a nice noise and they smell good. And you guys want to say anything about that? Not yet. And then we did other stuff there. One of the fun activities in Trinidad is called liming, which is, I think you can tell what it is from here. It's just hanging out, and being silly and having fun. Work is for people who don't know how to lime. And it's, if you like birds, lots and lots of birds there. So the red ones on the big picture, that's the national bird there. The scarlet ibis. The scarlet ibis. That's it. I keep wanting to call it the red ibis because they're red, but they're actually scarlet. And there's flamingos and hummingbirds and pelicans and all kinds of cool stuff there. We did lots of hiking in the jungle. That's kind of what, so it's maybe not your image of what the jungle looks like. It's a lot like the woods here. It's not completely dense. You don't have to hack your way through it, but there's you won't recognize hardly any of the plants. So it's kind of interesting, kind of fun hiking. We probably went on about 5 hikes. So not every day, but a lot of days we went out hiking, doing some fun stuff. We went to the beach. I know that picture doesn't look like a real beach, but that is. Students went out into the water and just took a picture of the beach coming back. That really is Trinidad. It is a real place. And then we did a lot of just visiting. We were there for New Year's Eve, so we had a little New Year's Eve celebration. We visited the International Cocoa Gene Bank. The University of West Indies operates the Cocoa Gene Bank and the Cocoa Research Institute, and so we got to hang out a little bit there and get some of the scholarly activities. We also went to a farmer's market or two and tried some fun things. There's lots of good eating. You will be impressed by how much eating you get to do when you're in Trinidad, and all kinds of things that you may never have had before. So like coconut milk and chocolates. We did make chocolates while we were there, frying up some really nice delicacies called pylori. And the locals made fun of us because we didn't top them with the usual things. We topped them with stuff we wanted to. So that was fun. Pick your own fruit. You don't go hungry in Trinidad. If you're hungry, you just stop, grab a banana off a tree. You're good to go. Or guava or whatever. And we actually got to participate in an event where when we visited one of the states, they handmade bread in a kind of pre-Columbian type of oven. So you built a giant fire in there, and then you take out all the ashes and wood, and then you put your bread in there. So it's just the clay around it got heated up, and that's how you cook your meal. That was pretty interesting. And then there's all kinds of adventure. So they have a thing there called Carnival, and they make really outrageous costumes. And so you can see one of those. And again, the machete, I have a thing for that. I don't know. And just a lot of different activities that you might not think you would ever do, you get to do. And there's a lot of fun, a lot of traveling, all kinds of traveling. Do you like body surfing or hiking, or we had a little mini bus that we rode around in. It was really quite charming and fun, and you get to see a country in a level of detail you don't normally get to see things. And then we made the local news, and I have to show you my my one good stupid human trick. Oh, that one is supposed to. There. And then to enter the drawing for the sneak peek, there's that. But now I'm going to have the other guys here come and just say a couple words about the program. And we can go stop sharing here. So you can see us. And this is the chocolate lab. You will get the chance to make chocolate. So all those beans that you made in Trinidad, we bring them back here to Minnesota, and you can make your own chocolate out of it. So you will leave with about 5 pounds of chocolate. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Grace. I went on the trip last year, and I thought it was really cool. Brought back a ton of memories and knowledge that I didn't have before. Like last night, we actually made some traditional food from Trinidad, like doubles and pylori and chow. So that's not something we could have done if we hadn't gone. And it was just a really cool experience. And now anytime someone says something about chocolate and said, oh, I wonder where chocolate's from, I can tell them. You want to say something?
Yeah, sure. Hey there, my name is Lucius. I was on the trip last year as well. I went there thinking that it was going to be all about chocolate, which there is a lot about chocolate, but it's a lot more about people too. So you get to meet a lot of these people. Like we go to the estates and we actually work with the farmers, and we hung out with a lot of locals. Our taxi driver, his name is Prince. He's actually one of our really good friends. We still talk to him all the time. So while you're going there for chocolate, you're going to meet a lot of really awesome people and learn about this new culture. And that's really the coolest part about it is, yeah, you're learning about chocolate, but you also get to learn about the importance of chocolate in this culture, because Trinidad, even there's 3 different varieties of chocolate, and one of them is named after Trinidad. That's how important this stuff is to this culture. So that's one of the coolest things you'll learn about while you're there.
Do you have any questions for us?
I don't think so. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Lindsay, you're up.
Lisa. Hi, I'm Lyndon. I'm the lab coordinator in chemical engineering. And we started this chocolate lab here at UMD. Have you been to our chocolate lab here at the college? Megan?
UMD, and it's all online, so I'm not up at the campus at all.
Where are you in location?
I'm in Duluth though.
Okay, well,
You could stop by if you wanted to. Just send me an email and I will arrange a personal tour for you and let you sample
yeah,
really, really good chocolate.
yeah, we would like to invite you to come up to the college to see the lab. And you will see a lot more pictures of Trinidad in here. You will smell different flavors of beans, and you'll see all pictures, and we'll get you to sample some of our cocoa tea. Lucius, one of the students here, is working on a project about making a new type of tea bag from the cocoa bean, which is not something that you will find. It's not invented yet. I mean, it is invented traditionally, but there's no market for it here in the United States where it's being sold. We think it will sell. So if you also have interest in any kind of food and food science or anything about new products or inventing a new idea or sort of a way to talk to people from different cultures, we have a nice opportunity in Trinidad. Because what I tell the students, you'll come to Trinidad and it's going to be everything that you don't believe is possible. Right off the airplane. You leave Minnesota and you come down to Trinidad and it's really, really hot. And then you've left an airport in JFK or Minneapolis where they whisk you through immigration and security, but in Trinidad you end up might be standing in a line for more than 30 minutes. And then you get outside and it's so hot and sweaty. You
At
don't
midnight, it's hot.
It is really hot. It's just down on the equator. And I've been in
It's tropical.
Yeah, I've been in Minnesota 17 years and my kids live here now. My wife is from Herbst, Wisconsin, and she is Irish descent, white, and she gets sunburn at the mention of the name Trinidad. She's reaching for sun. So what we do, you have to bring a lot of sunblock. It's one thing we will tell you. It is painful. So now that I've been out of the sun for so long, the sun is just as painful for my brown skin. So I try to stay away from it. It is just unbelievably hot. Like, I don't know if you had gotten sunburn.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, you get sunburn the first day. So it is like, I don't know how to explain what it is to be so close to the equator, but it's a different type of sunlight. Bring a big broad hat if you like. It can get pretty sunny. Yeah, it gets really sunny, and there's only two types of weather down there. It's really hot, and then really, really, really hot, wet, and you can go shower in the rain. It's just, the rain is like 85 degrees temperature. I know it doesn't sound believable, but it is amazingly hot out there. And
That was a common theme on the tour, like Trinidad is not a real place.
it's not a real place because it's so hot. There's just so much food. We went for a hike one day and we saw this guy. He said, "Come look under this log," and under the log popped a bunch of bananas, like the hugest, biggest bunch of bananas just popped out of the ground. And then we went to this other guy's house and he pulled out pineapples, and the pineapples were like this big, and he found like 10 of them.
And you
just
gotta use a knife on them.
a big machete to chop them up, and we made this huge bowl of fruit salad. Like, it was like 6 gallons of pineapple fruit salad. It was just ridiculous. I know there's honey, all different types of honey from the forest. You get to try and sample. And yeah, there's a couple days we're hoping that we can do straight at the beach. We're hoping to rent a beach house type property where we're all included in a quarantine type bubble, and we have our own beach facility, our own private everything, and then of course that's the fun part. The hard part is to go and make chocolate. That's when you get to see the actual trees and the bugs and the people and everything like that. So yeah, I don't know if there's any questions I can answer for you at this point. If you're concerned about like security or if you feel unsafe or anything like that, I can help you with those.
My only kind of question that I had is I'm not a chemical engineering student. I'm actually an environment, sustainability, and geography student. And I have a real passion for food systems. And so I wondered if I could kind of take this trip and view it from the perspective of food systems in Trinidad.
Yep. That's exactly what I do with the class. It's not really designed for chemical engineers. We do a little bit of that. I sneak it in. You won't even notice that you're learning chemical engineering. And how I wanted the class to be, I want it open to everybody. So your grade and stuff is going to be just a one-on-one contract with me, where you are going to tell me what you want to learn from the experience, and then we'll make sure that that happens. So if you need to meet certain people at the university there, or if you really just want to talk to some of the cocoa estate owners and see what they're doing for that issue, that will happen. We'll make sure that you get the experience you want to have. Your final exam will be something that you've designed, and it's going to, in general, it's going to be a presentation you're going to make to the rest of the class about how you learned this stuff, and you're going to share your ideas with everyone else. And I think that worked well last time. I think everyone did a really nice job. Everybody learned different stuff. Like we had a biology student who was really just there for the birds. And so we learned all about the birds there. We learned how to identify 17 different types of hummingbirds. Not something I would ever have thought of doing myself, but it was really fun. It was really interesting. She had a great time just sitting and watching the birds. And that's totally cool. Got to learn how to make chocolate too, but she really was interested in the birds. So whatever you want to get out of it, I'm going to make sure that you can get that out of it. Another thing that I think a lot of students are interested in is the cost. This is probably the least expensive of the study abroad trips. Right now it's at about $4,000, and that includes everything: meals, housing, transportation, airfare, being able to buy some souvenirs and all that. I'm hoping to get it down a little bit lower to make it even more reasonable. So my goal is really to get it to about $3,500 total for you. I think that's doable. We're still working out some of the details now, but I'm trying really hard to make it as reasonable as possible so students can go to it. It's just it's a wonderful time. It's January and you are in the tropics, and it is hard to beat that.
So I saw too that there are some scholarship opportunities available.
Yep.
And I believe one of the scholarships, or maybe several, commented on to try to get a diverse group of students in there. And I'm actually a non-traditional student. I'm in my 30s. I'm married. I have 2 kids. But I wondered if that would apply to the diversity aspect of those scholarships.
I think it would. Non-traditional student, are you first generation?
I am also first generation, yes.
So that's another box that initiative would help you out with. Yeah, and it's, I think there was 2 chemical engineers when we went, and the other 8 were other majors. So it's a very diverse group, and you're going to learn things that you never even thought people knew anything about. I certainly did, and I'm the teacher in there. And Lyndon too. And Lyndon's from Trinidad. He's going to teach us some cooking skills.
Yeah,
like he's crazy mad good at cooking.
Are you from the Duluth area, ma'am?
I'm originally from Southwest Minnesota, but I've lived in Duluth for the past 5 years.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, Duluth is a pretty straightforward town. When you get to Trinidad, you will see colors and hear voices and languages and see
People paint their houses
Yeah.
every single color you can imagine.
and there's every different type of race and religion in the world represented in Trinidad and Tobago. You will find every single one. And you will learn about new religions that you've never heard about. And you will see farming systems and food systems like never before. You will see it all the way down
The
from,
whole range.
from really peasant style, subsistence type farming,
Gatherers.
which is what we're going to do a lot of. And then I will be doing a lot of the Trinidadian cooking myself because my background is in agronomy, which is in crop science, and my master's is in food science. But together we started this chocolate lab here at the University of Minnesota. And you would be able to see a lot of the actual island food systems when you go with us. Like we do tours of the university agriculture departments, and we will meet with professors from Trinidad and Tobago who have worked all their lives in the University of the West Indies agriculture department, and we'll visit like their orchid farm and their cocoa farm and their chicken farms and all kinds of
And
stuff.
if you do sign up on the trip, I would want to talk with you and see if we can arrange some meetings with you with some of the UE faculty that probably have a lot more experience with what you're wanting to learn, so you can meet some one-on-ones with the leading experts in Trinidad. It's that cool of a program. Were you able to get the link for to get the little credit for if you get to
No, I wasn't able to.
I'm gonna try to put that into the chat.
Perfect, thank you.
Come on, work, little thing. It's somehow not working. Why won't you work? It's not letting me do what I want to do here. Okay, I will look at it a different way. I'm working on it. I won't be thwarted. See, I'm almost there. Back to my Zoom in the chat. There it is. There's the link for you to get the sneak peek credits, whatever. And you need 2 of them to enter the drawing.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. If you have any questions, just send me an email. Are you able to get my email address already? Or I think it might be on the study abroad site, but I will put that into the.
That was just she was Mo's today.
So now my email is in there too. So if you need that, just go ahead and ask. Any questions you have, anything you want to know about it, any details you want me to make up on the moment right there, I'll do it. It's Trinidad, so things don't always go exactly as you plan.
No.
But stuff still works. It's not a real place.
Well, I appreciate you doing this and thank you for the information.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being our one customer. Yay! Thank you, Megan.
And come visit our lab.
Come visit our lab. Send me an email if you think you can be in town and you want to come visit, and I'll make sure that we're here for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Bye now.
Bye.
You did good. Anybody have anything else to say before I stop the record?
No,
Yay, Trinidad.